Hello and welcome to Mlc Tv News Hour, reaching you live from the city of Lokoja, the confluent state of Nigeria. I am Morno Balagubu. First, the headlines. Nigeria gets $1 million humanitarian assistance. SOLUDO sworn in as ANAMBRA governor. Retains OBIANO'S SSG. EFCC picks up US-bound ex-governor Obino at Lagos airport. And Barcelona fight back to reach EUROPA quarterfinals. And now the news in details. Nigeria has been given the sum of $1 million by the Economic Community of West African States to boost food and nutrition in needs Katsina, Zamfara and Borno states. The fund was given to the United Nations World Food Programme in 2021 as part of an ECOWAS humanitarian assistance to the Nigerian government for victims of violent conflicts in the northwest and the northeast. According to a statement by the WFP, the fund was approved for Nigeria from the ECOWAS Regional Stabilization Fund, and the federal government had sought the collaboration of the WFP in Nigeria to apply the fund to alleviating food and nutrition needs in Katsina, Zamfara and Borno states. The program targets 840 food insecure households, about 4,196 persons in Zamfara, Katsina and Borno states with food assistance. Their statement said the target beneficiaries receive an average transfer cash of 27,000 naira in their prepaid bank cards or WFP scorecards every month to buy their preferred food from local markets. Beneficiaries are encouraged to buy a wide range of local nutritious foods from their preferred shops. Cash transfers have an additional advantage of stimulating local markets and agricultural production. It is to prevent acute malnutrition in children in the first 1,000 days of their lives. The program also provides nutrition assistance to children 6 to 23 months old and to pregnant and breastfeeding women from vulnerable and food insecure households. Some 14,070 children and 1,932 pregnant breastfeeding women receive specialized nutritious food in the 3 project states. Kogi State government has reiterated its commitment to providing an enabling environment for media houses to sustain adequate dissemination of information to the people of the state. Governor Yaya Bello stated this in a message to the 10th anniversary of Radio Nigeria, Prime FM 101.5 Lokoja and Foundation Lane Stone of her ultra-modern studios and transmitter hall on Mount Party. The governor, who was represented by his deputy, Edward Onoja, said the radio station is playing an important role in unifying, informing and educating the public on the activities of government.
The greatest ingredient for effective and efficient security of any society is not arms and ammunition. It's not the man force or workforce. It is information, intelligence gathering, information. They say information is everything. It therefore means that any institution or agency or sector that has information dissemination as its core mandate, that institution or agency will definitely receive the support of my government fully, because in Kogi State, under my leadership as governor, our focus and priority is to secure the lives and property of Kogi citizens and residents.
He assured of the government's support to the radio station for the realization of the project, stressing that the state media houses is receiving attention.
So Prime FM Kogi State, you have our government's full support to helping you realizing your dream of setting up this new station at the top of the mountain, which you have costed. You have asked that the donation is the first tranche, and you have asked for second, third, and fourth. All I can tell you is that we will be with you until it is done.
While congratulating Radio Nigeria Prime on her 10th anniversary, Governor Bello urged the radio house to continue to uphold professionalism in the dissemination of information to the people. The governor explained that the infrastructural development of the state is on the finishing stage, noting that government has transformed most sectors of the state's economy. He called on the people of the country that have not obtained their PVCs to take advantage of the ongoing INEC continuous voter registration to register, calling on all the youths to use their demography to elect a youthful president in the 2023 elections. On security, Governor Bello said government will continue to protect lives and property of the people. The Director General, FRSCN, Dr. Mansour Lyman, in a message, commended the state government for supporting the activities of Prime FM radio station in the state, noting that the station will continue to promote programs and policies of government.
This approval was given as late as 2014, and it's only in 2022 now that we are about to now lay the foundation stone of the transmitter hall and the mini studios. I want to express our thanks to the ED Engineering Service of NTA, Engineer Moses Okpanachi, who is here present, because without him, I'm sure we wouldn't have been able to witness today's occasion. Despite the enormous advantage of the siting of the station, I must, however, commend the staff for their doggedness and commitment to ensure that the station is still able to punch above its weight. So I want to commend the staff for this effort. I want to say that you should please continue in this same effort and ensure that once the station is moved to Mount Party, it should now serve to ginger you to do more than you are doing now. I want to also thank the Kogi State government for their initial support, which the GM just announced. And I want to crave that I know that the Deputy Governor here is a very media-friendly person. Even though I've never met him before, but I know that I'm reading him in the media. And I know that he will assist and ensure that this is just the first installment, and that the second, third, and fourth installment will always come.
The Association of Professional Women Engineers of Nigeria, APWEN, a division of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, NSE, Kogi State chapter, has commended Governor Yaya Bello on the current impact on the state infrastructural development and the inclusion of women engineers as resident engineers and members of project monitoring team. The chairperson of the association, Engineer Oguche, made this statement in Lokoja while paying courtesy visit to the Commissioner for Works and Housing, Engineer Abubakar Ohere. Engineer Joan Oguche noted that since creation, Kogi State has never witnessed the level of impact that it's currently receiving in terms of infrastructural development, thereby describing Governor Bello as a man of taste and impact maker. She further noted that the association is overwhelmed with the massive construction works the state is presently witnessing in the 3 senatorial districts. In her words, since the creation of the Ministry of Works in Kogi State and as the 10th Honorable Commissioner of the Ministry, Kogi State has not witnessed monumental project supervision and execution has been witnessed today under the leadership of the Honorable Commissioner, Engineer Abubakar Sadiku Ohere, as a fellow of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, describing his leadership acumen in the ministry as a round peg in a round hole, going by the gravity and level of job delivery under his watch. She cited the civil center construction work, model school, building supervision, health facilities executed, road works within the state, the embankment project, and above all, Ganaja Junction flyover bridge as those catalysts that triggered them to return honor to whom honor is due. The apex body of the women engineers later appointed Engineer Ohere as the patron of their association. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board JAM has asked students to hold their institutions responsible for their inability to access their administration letters. JAM said its advice to students was predicted on a series of complaints by students that it was delaying their call to the mandatory National Youth Service Corps NYSC through delay in issuance of their admission letters. JAM said in a statement by its head of media, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, that issuance of admission letters to students could only be facilitated by schools through the uploading of students' particulars. The statement read thus: the attention of the Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board JAM has been drawn to complaints by some candidates on their inability to obtain their admission letters, which would qualify them to proceed on the one-year mandatory National Youth Service Corps NYSC or obtain exemption letters as the case may be. The board therefore uses this medium to appeal to institutions to immediately upload appropriately the matriculation numbers, names, disciplines, year of graduation, and all the necessary details of the candidates for the board to process the candidates' condolment applications. The board reiterates that it is incumbent on the institutions to correctly key in the details of the candidates as illustrated on the advisory issued to institutions advertised in the dailies and on the board's website for the prompt processing of candidates' retroactive admission letters for them to obtain necessary clearance for their hitherto on-hand admissions. No fewer than 50 girls from the Nafada local government area of Gombe State are expected to benefit from the scholarship scheme launched by Zainab Bolkachua, the immediate past president and the first female president of the Court of Appeal. The scholarship scheme was launched on the platform of her initiative, Adult Girl Education Foundation, and was geared towards supporting beneficiaries with quality education, mentoring as well as career path. According to Bolkachua, empowering the girls in the state had become crucial considering their number. She stressed that the foundation will enable the girls realize the potential and power of education. She said in this light, the other foundation has selected 50 girls from the Nafada local government area as its set of scholars. This is just the first phase of the scholarship scheme. We intend to select girls from the 3 senatorial zones of the state, Balanga and Akko also. The retired jurist revealed that she might be out of service but not tired of making positive impacts on humanity, saying this is an opportunity to give back to my society after active service. I may be retired but not tired. The chairman of the occasion and former minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Aliyu Modibo, lauded the scheme while enumerating the essence of educating the girl child. He stressed that so much were required to ensure that both girls and boys enjoyed quality education. Modibo said the endowment should not just end in education, but the career of the girls. On her part, the presiding judge of the Appeal Court of Gombe, Hannatu Sankey, in her keynote address, said requisite laws were needed to protect the girl child. Sankey urged states of the Federation, including Gombe, to domesticate the Girl Child's Right Act, noting that it would protect them, she said. Girls must feel safe to attend school and do so joyously and passionately in order to excel and impact positively in the development strides of Nigeria. You're still watching Mlc TV News. We'll go on a short break. We'll be right back for more.
Every country has its peculiar system of government. In Nigeria, we practice democracy, and this is applicable in some countries across the globe, including the United States of America. What is democracy? It is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. In the political arena, we are ready to x-ray how we play politics in Nigeria and other countries. The challenge of power shift syndrome, how it has impacted or affected the people. How can we make it better for all? Join Fatima Yakub on Mlc TV online every Saturday by 9 p.m. to discuss and examine all about the politics and the power that be.
Mr. President, I was once there as an opposition senator There was never a time that we called the president at that time, who was a PDP president, an insult, because this is our institution. And if we don't conduct ourselves with dignity and respect, nobody will respect us.
The heads of security in Nigeria made several different explanations for killings of our citizens.
The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, I hereby forward for the confirmation by the Senate the appointment of the underlisted nominees as National Commissioners and Resident Electoral Commissioner for the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC.
To watch us, subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mlc TV. Like our Facebook page, Mlc TV, and follow us on our Instagram, Mlc TV 2021. We are here to inform, educate, and to criticize constructively. Don't miss it.
Glad to have you back with us. The Governing Council of Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, on Thursday announced the appointment of a professor of agricultural economics from the university's Faculty of Agriculture, Adebayo Bamire, as the new vice-chancellor. The council's chairman, Osia Udoji, who made the announcement, said Bamire defeated 19 applicants to emerge the 12th vice-chancellor of the university. The announcement, however, led to the protest by some indigents of Ile-Ife who had been pushing for the appointment of an indigene as the new vice-chancellor. The protesters, who locked the university's main entrance, caused gridlock as students, staffers, and other people that were moving towards the gate were held up for some minutes. Speaking just before the gate was opened, the leader of the protesters, Bimbo Afolabi, expressed the displeasure of the community to the decision of the management of the university to appoint a non-native of Ife as VC, despite their plea for an opportunity to produce VC for the first time in the history of the institution. Earlier, Udoji, while announcing Bamire's appointment, explained that the council perused the curriculum vitae of the 20 applicants who indicated an interest in the position, adding that at the end of the exercise, 16 of them were shortlisted, having met the advertised criteria. He added, the interaction with the candidates began on Monday, March 14, 2022, and ended on Wednesday, March 16, 2022. The entire exercise of the Joint Selection Board was witnessed by the representatives of the Federal Character Commission, who have confirmed that the exercise was fair and transparent and carried out in full compliance with the provisions of the Federal Character Commission Act. In line with the provisions of the university's Miscellaneous Provisions Amendment Act as amended, the report of the selection board was considered by the council, which, after a careful and dispassionate review of the report, decided to appoint Professor Adebayo Bamire, Professor of Agricultural Economics from the Faculty of Agriculture, Obafemi Awolowo University, Ile-Ife, as the Vice-Chancellor of the university with effect from the 7th of June 2022. And now to stories on politics. There was a mild drama at the Government House, Oka, on Thursday as Professor Chukwuma Soludo took his oath of office as the 6th governor of Anambra State. The fight between the wife of the immediate past governor, Ebele Chukwuobino, and the wife of the former leader of Biafra, Chief Chukwuemeka Ojukwu, Bianca, took the shine of the inauguration of the new governor, which started at around 9:45 a.m. It was a low-key ceremony as only few guests, including a former governor of the state, Peter Obi, an economist, Professor Patu Tome, and former chairman of the All Progressive Grand Alliance, Victor Ume, who were among the dignitaries at the event. Just as Soludo was about to take his oath of office, the fracas between Ebele Chukwu and Bianca disrupted the proceedings of for a few minutes before normalcy was finally returned. The commotion that followed caused a momentary disruption of the event, after which Ebelechukwu was whisked away from the venue by security operatives, while husband Willie left immediately after Soludo was sworn in. As soon as the event restarted, Soludo took the oath of office and effectively became the governor of the state. In an apology letter signed by his media aide, Joe Anatun, the governor said the breach of protocol was caused by improper communication, which arose from a personal issue between Ebelechukwu and Bianca. The letter read in part, Governor Chukwuma Soludo hereby apologizes to all Anambra people, friends and guests who attended his inauguration this morning as the Anambra State Governor for the breach of protocol. In his inaugural address, the governor enumerated the challenges facing the state, such as touting, illegal collection of taxes and levies, and insecurity. The governor, while promising to flush out the touts, announced a one-month tax holiday for residents of the state. He said he will sign an executive order to ban an illegal revenue collectors in the state. And on the indigenous people of Biafra/Eastern Security Network, Soludo promised to dialogue in resolving the group's agitation, saying there is nothing that dialogue cannot solve. He promised to transform Anambra and make it a livable place for everybody. Soludo said, we will seek active collaboration and cooperation with the federal government, our neighboring and other states, as well as the international community to provide our state truly people-centered governance. We will consolidate the progress made under our predecessors to continue Anambra's upward trajectory. As soon as he finished his speech, Soludo went straight into his office and began work. Meanwhile, Soludo has announced the appointment of Professor Solo Chukwuebelu as the Secretary to the State Government, Dr. Chukwudi Okuli as the Accountant General, and Chinedu Nwoye as the Deputy Chief of Staff to the Governor/State Chief of Protocol. According to the Anambra Broadcasting Service News, the appointment takes immediate effect. Chukwuebelu, who served in the same capacity in the last administration, was retained by Soludo. Soludo had earlier in his inaugural address said, "Today is my first day at work. I just reported for duty and will work for at least 8 hours. We had more than a month since the election to celebrate our historic victory. Now is the time to work, and there is no minute or kobo to waste in fanfare. In a few minutes, I will announce some of the principal offices of the administration and commence with serious meetings of the Anambra State Security Council, followed by a meeting with the permanent secretaries, a meeting on Okpoko, and with my strategy execution and evaluation team. Within the next 1 week, the list of commissioners will be laid before the House of Assembly." The Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, has said it would meet next week to deliberate on the Federal High Court sack of Ebonyi State Governor Dave Umahi and come up with an appropriate position on the matter. INEC's National Commissioner and Chairman of its Information and Voter Education Committee, Festus Okoye, disclosed this in a statement late Thursday. He said the commissioner had met and deliberated on a wide range of issues, including the rising tide of litigations that do not directly involve the commission, but in which the principal parties joined it. According to him, the commissioner was briefed by its litigation and prosecution department, including an update on litigations showing that in the last 3 months, the commission has been joined in 71 new cases in various courts across the country. He said most of these cases, including the widely discussed one on Ebonyi State, involve either intra-party issues or litigation seeking various reliefs from the courts that entail consequential orders that are binding on the commission. On Ebonyi, said The Commission today listed this matter for deliberation. It involves court cases on the defection of the governor and the deputy governor of Ebonyi State and 16 members of the State House of Assembly from the People's Democratic Party (PDP) to the All Progressive Congress (APC). Consequently, the Commission decided to defer its deliberation on the Ebonyi cases and step down the listed memorandum to enable its legal services and clearance committee to study the new processes in the light of the previously served ones and advise the Commission comprehensively. The Commission will meet again next week to deliberate on the matter and thereafter make its decision. And in crime, a federal high court sitting in Abuja ordered the former chief of air staff, Mohammed Dikko, to within 7 days refund 57 million naira to the federal government. Justice Nnamdi Dingba, in his judgment, held that the sum which was used for the renovation of a personal property that belonged to the former air chief should be returned back to the coffers of the Nigerian Air Force. He noted that the sum of 57 million naira was transferred into a Stanbic IBTC account number belonging to Capital Law Office and used for the renovation improvement of Dikko's property situated at number 1853 Deng Xiaoping Street off Manhattan Mohammed Street, Asokore Extension, Abuja. Dikko, who was the Chief of Air Force between September 2010 and October 2012, was arraigned before the court on the 25th, 2017 of January. The EFCC had in the charge accused him of complicity in money laundering and procurement fraud to the tune of about 9.7 billion naira. The anti-graft agency, amongst other things, alleged that the defendant, while in office, withdrew 700 million naira from the NAF account and used same to purchase a choice property at a highbrow area within the Maitama district of Abuja. He was further alleged to have fraudulently withdrawn 500 million naira from the said NAF account to buy a 4-bedroom duplex at Road 3B, Street 2 in Mabushi, Ministers Hill in Abuja. Meanwhile, in his judgment on Thursday, Justice Dingba noted that whereas the EFCC had in the sole count of the charge pending before the court alleged that 66 million naira was removed from NAF account to renovate Dikko's Abuja's property. He said available evidence showed that was transferred out of the account was 57 million naira. The court held that the EFCC failed to establish that it was Dikko that gave the directive for the fund to be withdrawn for the renovation of the property. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission on Thursday arrested the immediate past governor of Anambra State, Willie Obino, at the Muritala Mohammed International Airport, Lagos. It was gathered that Obino, who had been on the watch list of the EFCC, was arrested while trying to board a flight to the United States. Recall that the Commission had, in a letter to the Comptroller General of Nigeria Immigration Service dated November 15, 2021, asked the service to place Obino on a watch list and inform it anytime he is traveling out of the country from any of the international airports and other points of entry and exit. The State Commissioner for Information, Don Adinubwa, had, however, dared the EFCC, insisting that his boss will return to the United States, his original base, after leaving office. However, barely hours after handing over to his successor, Professor Charles Soludo, it was learned that Obino made his way to Lagos, after which he proceeded to the international airport. On sighting him at 8:30 p.m., immigration officers were said to have alerted the EFCC, who immediately arrested him and took him to their office. When contacted, the spokesman for the EFCC, Wilson Owojiren, confirmed the former governor's arrest, promising to provide more details later. Said Owojiren, it is true. He was arrested at Muritala Mohammed International Airport around 8:30 p.m. It was learned that Obino was arrested for allegedly mismanaging over 17 billion naira Paris Club funds to refund and security vote. He's also been probed over some suspicious projects, including the Umeri International Airport project, whose cost was believed to be inflated. The federal government had shared 388 billion naira among the 36 states and the federal capital as part of the reimbursement for the over-deduction on the Paris Club loan in December 2016. 7 states reportedly got above 14 billion naira. 4 states got over 13 billion. 2 states received above 11 billion naira and 5 other states were given amounts above 10 billion naira, while the remaining 11 states got less than 10 billion naira each. Anambra State was said to have received 11.3 billion naira. And in sports, Everton manager Frank Lampard broke his hand amidst wild celebrations of Alex Iwobi's 99th minute strike to beat Newcastle 1-0 and leave the 10-man toughest 3 points clear of the Premier League relegation zone. A second-half interruption caused by a protester tying himself to a goalpost and a VAR review, which led to Allen seeing red, meant there were 14 minutes of added time at Goodison Park. And it was Lampard's men who took advantage as Dominic Calvert-Lewin teed up Iwobi to score the biggest goal of his much-maligned Everton career since a €40 million move from Arsenal 3 years ago. Just a second win in 12 league games was also met with jubilant celebrations at a full time, with the financial implications of relegation there for Everton. Lampard said the whole evening was a big night for us. Nothing is done. We have 2 games to go now, but we were all waiting for this moment. However, the Magpies' defeat at Chelsea on Sunday was their first in 10 games, as the investment of the Saudi Sovereign Wealth Fund has made an instant impact in their first transfer window. Former Liverpool defender Jamie Carragher, a boyhood Everton fan, described this game as the biggest of the toughest in 20 years, given the consequences of going down. Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang scored the winner as Barcelona fought back from a goal down to beat Galatasaray 2-1 on Thursday to book their spot in the Europa League quarterfinals, while Andriy Yarmolenko scored an extra-time winner as West Ham knocked out Sevilla after a goalless first leg at the Camp Nou last week. Xavi Hernandez BARCA trailed on aggregate in the last 16 when Marco headed Galatasaray into the 28-minute lead-on in the night in Istanbul, but 19-year-old midfielder Pedri drew the visitors level before the break. The Catalan Giants, playing in Europe's second-tier competition for the first time since 2004 after a Champions League group stage exit, forged ahead for the first time in the tier less than 5 minutes into the second half. Aubameyang, a January signing after his contract with Arsenal was ended, tapped in from Frenkie de Jong's pass to score his 7th goal for the club. Barcelona will now turn their attention to this week's Clásico against Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabéu. Xavi's men sit 3rd in the La Liga table, 15 points behind runaway leaders Real, as they look to qualify for next season's Champions League. Ukrainian international Yarmolenko scored for the 2nd time in a week after also netting against Aston Villa at the weekend as West Ham beat record 6-time winner Sevilla 2-0 at the London Stadium. Trailing 1-0 after the first leg, David Moyes' side leveled the tie in the 39th minute through Thomas Susek. The match went to extra time and Yarmolenko pounced after Pablo Fornal's shot was saved to send West Ham into the quarters of a major European competition for the first time since 1981. Rangers reached the last 8 for the first time since losing the 2008 UEFA Cup final to Zenit St. Petersburg despite a 2-1 second leg loss to Red Star Belgrade in Serbia. The Scottish champions suffered a setback early on when Meko Ivanic scored, but Ryan Kent all but ended the tie as a contest 2 minutes after the break with an equalizer. El Fado Ben's late penalty gave Red Star the consolation of a win on the day, but Rangers march on and continue their bid for a first European trophy since lifting the 1972 Cup's Winners' Cup. Elsewhere in the last 16, Atlanta wrapped up a 4-2 aggregate success over Bayer Leverkusen, and Jermaine Boger's injury time strike secured the 1-0 win in Germany. Monaco bowed out as Abel Ruiz scored the only goal in the Principality for Praga, who processed 3-1 in the tie. Lyon booked their place in the next round with a 2-1 aggregate success over Porto, while Eintracht Frankfurt scored in the 121st minute to beat Real Betis in extra time. Leicester continued their run in the Europa Conference League as they edged out informed Rennes 3-2 in aggregate despite 2-1 second leg defeat defender Wesley Fofana, playing for the first time this season after injury, scored the all-important second half goal for the Brendan Rodgers Foxes. Josh Mourinho's Roma edged through as England striker Tammy Abraham's late strike salvaged a 1-1 second leg draw with Betis and a 2-1 aggregate win. PSV Eindhoven trashed FC Copenhagen 4-0 in Denmark after 4-4 first leg draw to go through, with Marseille also into the last 8 after 2-1 at Basel after victory by the same scoreline in the first leg. PAOK, Sloviav Pravene and Norway's Bordeaux Glimt also booked their places in Friday's draw. And that is the size of our package today. Thank you for joining us. Do join us same time on Monday to watch our news as we give you updates on headlines within and across the globe. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Mlc TV, like and follow our Facebook page, Mlc TV, Instagram Mlc TV 2021, Twitter at Mlc TV for your event coverage, information contributions, adverts and sponsorship. Please call any of our numbers displayed on your screen. Do join us on Friday and Saturday to watch our special programs. Friday 9 p.m. Local Government and You, Saturday 7 p.m. Family Affairs, and Saturday 9 p.m. Political Arena. It's Mlc TV, reaching everywhere, informing everyone. Once again, I am Mono Balagbubu. To have a lovely weekend.